Hi there, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have some stencil techniques to share with you today. Now today I'm going to be using some regular stencils and some masking stencils. Now these are all from A Colorful Light Designs. I have the Bloom Mandala, which is that beautiful delicate stencil that you see off to the left. And this is the squeezed rectangle, and this is part of the Marvelous Masks collection. Now, Mary Kay at A Colorful Light Designs has a whole collection of these masking sets, which are so fun and so versatile. And this is a Concord and Ninth Hey Bestie stamp set, which I recently acquired and haven't used yet. And I have an A2 size card base, as well as some Party Collection Date Night inks from Catherine Pooler. Now here's a picture of the card that I'm going to make for you today. Now it has an appearance of being layered, but it's very flat. It's single layer, and I do all the ink blending directly on the card base. So as you can see, I have one of the outer portions of the Marvelous Mask squeezed rectangle, and I'm just going to lay that directly on the card base, and I'm going to mask off the edge of it where I don't want ink with some post-it tape. And I will link all the products that I used in the video description box below. And if you're in the market for some stencils, then I definitely recommend checking out A Colorful Light Designs, because there are so many options to choose from. And I do have a coupon. So if you use my coupon, then you'll save 10% on your complete order. Now here I'm just using my blending brushes, and I haven't even started directly with an ink pad yet. I'm just using some residual ink just to kind of lightly go around the edges of this Marvelous Mask stencil. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I know I'm going to be layering up and putting this blue mandala over it, but I really want the definition of that cool squeezed rectangle to be evident on the card base. So now that I've got that blue down in a light color, then I'm going to use my magnets and hold down this delicate stencil, the blue mandala, and then come in with these little mini ink pads. Now, if you've watched my videos recently, this Date Night collection has been out for a while from Catherine Pooler, but she only recently released it in the mini ink pads, which is what I collect. I don't actually purchase the full-size pads. So I was really excited when this color combination finally came out, because these colors are just so dreamy and gorgeous, and I had to get my hands on them as soon as possible. So I'm using the, I believe, Pucker Up, and then I don't remember what the yellow color is from this set, but it's the more, or the darker yellow. It's more of like it's got a touch of orange to it. So I'm just using my Color Family blending brushes and just kind of blending out from the center of that mandala in the warm colors on top of that tealish blue background that I kind of started with. So this is a stencil where you would definitely benefit from using pixie spray. I may have a little bit of residual on it, but not a whole lot. So that's why I'm using those magnets to hold it down. But if you want to make your life easier, then absolutely that would be a perfect delicate sort of stencil to use the pixie spray, and then just maybe even use your brayer to just really push it down into the cardstock and hold it in place. So now I have the card base pretty much how I want it. I'm just going to use my little stamp chamois and wipe off my stencils. And now I'm going to take this gorgeous stamp set on its maiden voyage and open it up here. And I fell in love with the sentiments on this. I love the dark blocky ones in the stamp set, but I also love the other sub-sentiments that it gave you. Just perfect, and sounds like absolutely like something I would say. So I'm just using this first one, and guys, I'm totally winging it here. I don't really have a plan. I'm hoping as this works or that this works as I go, but I'm not really sure. And I'm kind of leaning towards, you know, a really dark black, which you'll see I did not end up choosing, but I was kind of debating, like, should I do a color? Should I do a gray? Because I knew this black was going to be like in your face, but I thought, hey, I'm gonna go with it. So I'm just stamping it with this rich black pigment ink. It's VersaFine Clair, and this is in the Nocturne color. So this is my first time using the stamp. I was trying to condition it with my hand, but I didn't do the best job, so I'm just gonna wipe it off really good and condition it the rest of the way with my hand, dry it off, and then stamp it again one more time. And with this thin scripty font within the stamp, you want to make sure it's lined back up. So this would be the type of stamp where you would want to use a positioner, just to make sure that you get good even coverage and that you can do it multiple times if you need to and really keep it in the same place. Because this is one that would really get messed up if it shifted on you. So again, you can see the second time did the trick. There was one little white spot, but I think I was able to use that black marker just to kind of fill that in. And then none the wiser, right? So this is my Memento pen, and I start off with a thin side, and I just want to bring some little dash lines to the left of the composition because that black was just so in your face. And when you have something like that, sometimes it's good to kind of bring that element somewhere else in the design just to kind of balance it out. So I really wanted to bring more black into the design, just so that, Hey Friend wasn't too much in the design. But I didn't think the dashes were quite enough, so I decided to go to the brush tip side of the marker and then just kind of make it more like little fat dots instead down the edge of it. So that gave it a little bit of a design element to tie in the black, and just working my way right from the top to the bottom. And again, this doesn't seep through the paper. If I would have done a Copic, then it would have seeped through. I was a little nervous. You could see I was checking there, hoping that it didn't kind of go through the cardstock, and thankfully it didn't. So just bear that in mind if you start drawing on it and you're doing a single layer card like mine. You want to make sure it doesn't kind of bleed through to the inside, or maybe use like a really thick cardstock if you're worried about that. Now here, because I was asked recently about focusing more on the inside of the card, I'm just kind of continuing the design. I'm just holding it down, just doing a very light ink blending on the inside just to kind of bring that gorgeous blue mandala to the inside of the card. And then I'm using another sentiment from this stamp set, which I just absolutely love. It is totally something that I would say. So I had to have it. And again, I'm going to stamp with that same VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink just to kind of bring the black. And it's such a good stamping ink for, sentiments or little thin lines or details or things like that. So again, I'm just conditioning the stamp because it's new, and I'm going to use my Misty, and I do have the bigger Misty here because I can open the card and have that still contained in the space. And I'm just using my press tool. This is from Tailored Expressions, just to get nice even pressure on the stamp, and it says I could totally go for some you right now. So again, this is a gorgeous card, super easy. You saw how quickly it came together, but it's nice and flat for shipping. And has a nice, lovely sentiment. So I hope you enjoyed this design. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and y'all know I love my stencils, so I had fun playing with them and my gorgeous new, new to me rather, Catherine Pooler ink colors. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you haven't, if you're already subscribed and you've been here for a while, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you guys, and I love your comments. So leave me lots. Let me know what you think of the card, or just to say hi, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.